Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Songs for Breakfast. As always, I am your host, Chris, and I went back and forth a few times in the past few days deciding on what song I wanted to talk about this week. I wasn't sure if I wanted to cover another slow and thoughtful song or something more upbeat and powerful. I don't want my listeners to think that I'm just constantly depressed, just sitting around listening to sad songs, but I also decided to cover a slow and thoughtful song this week. The primary reason is that I'm actually seeing this artist like the day after this episode comes out, so I felt it was appropriate. This week I decided to discuss and comment on the short but sweet song Hexie Mountains by Orville Peck from his 2022 album. It's 2022, not 2021, 2022 album Bronco. I think on the broad side of it, this song is about longing for something you once had. I think it's about looking for a place or a time that has passed. For Orville, I feel it may have been about longing for his life that he had before the depressed state during the isolation of the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. To me, this song is about missing home after being gone for a while. So, I'm gonna, you know how it goes. I'm gonna break down, what I think it means to him. I'm gonna break down what I think it means to me. So the song opens with Blue Child, repeated in your head, young man, fill yourself with dread. Come home, the Hexie Mountains said, to begin another end. It don't feel right to see you, friend. I think this portion of the song uses blue to describe a depressed person who is full of dread related to their current situation. They feel the need to return home, whether that be a place or a time in their life. That they just feel the need to return. They want to go back and start again, seeing as people they've not seen in so long doesn't even feel right anymore. For me, this was my time in Indiana. While I loved being with my brother and sister-in-law in Indiana, I did miss home. I missed my mother, my grandmother, and my friends. I missed the simple country life that I had before living in the big city, or bigger city than I was used to. He then sings, and wouldn't it be nice if I could sleep in my own bed, the Hexie Mountains said. This, again, to me, is calling back from where he needs to return to. It's calling out to him. I understood that feeling all too well after a brief trip home on a 3-day weekend. I was driving into town, looking at the Appalachian artery that I used to call home, thinking about my old life in my own bed. We then get the lyrics, what happens when the well is dried? Take me down the dusty side. I can't find the words, so I guess it's time to move on once again down the path less tread. So, I think this port. Why did I say it like that? This part, he is asking here, where does one go when they're tired and they feel like they can't offer anymore? The person typically wants to go home or go back to where they feel comfortable. He wants to return to the dusty roads of home. He can't find the words to describe it, and unlike many people, he wants to take the road less traveled and to return to where he's from, be it physically, emotionally, or mentally. I knew returning to my small town wasn't going to be the popular choice with some people that I knew, and I knew it wasn't the option most would take, but I felt I needed to take that road less traveled. And then here we get a variation of the previous line, and wouldn't it be nice if I could let the dead stay dead, the Hexie Mountains said. So he's bringing back, the Hexie Mountains talking to him. The call home is asking him wouldn't it just be nice to let everything go? Just to let the dead stay dead and just let everything go. Maybe he could do that if he returns. That was my thoughts as well. I felt like if I returned home, I could take in where I'm from and with the things, just leave everything behind me and just start anew back where I felt I belonged. Finally, the song moves on to, take me far enough to say we're gone. I haven't been out in so long. Noah called to write a song, and I'm not saying I'm not scared. The wind'll blow and stick my stare. So, here it seems like he is saying he just wants to go. It's time to move on. He's not left his house or been out of his head in so long. And now he has a friend who's calling to write a song. That rhymed. That wasn't intentional. He's scared to step out of what he has going on, potentially making a mistake or find out that he's made the wrong choice. I was scared to move back even though I knew it was the right thing to do. Unfortunately, uncertainty gets me every single time. I need out of my head and a fresh start away from where I was. I needed this new opportunity that I was making for myself. Also, he said Noah called to write a song. I don't know Noah Cyrus, but I'm sure writing a song with her would be an interesting experience. So I'm glad that Orville Peck can do that, but I have never composed a song with Noah Cyrus, just to make that clear. The final lyrics of the song we kind of move on to the very end. And it says, wouldn't it be nice if I could hold it off again? Wouldn't it be swell if I could get things off my chest? And maybe you'd learn to live with what's inside your head, the Hexie Mountains said. It seems to me he's asking, wouldn't it be nice if he could push all these feelings down? Or possibly instead, maybe just let it all out, get it all off his chest. Then home calls out to him. And maybe he'll learn to live with the thoughts and feelings in his head if he heads back home. That's how I felt in my own way. I knew there were things that needed to keep to myself and deal with internally, but I also knew there were things I needed to get off my chest and deal with. Coming home, I felt like it would have been an easier time living with the things that are in my head. The depression, the loneliness, the anxiety, and for the most part, that has been true. I listened to this song on the long drive while moving my stuff home. I teared up a few times, I'm not going to lie. I'm a softie. I'm a softie for a soft song. And I teared up a few times. But I knew that I had to come home, just like the Hexie Mountains said, or in my case, the Appalachian Mountains said. Like I said, it's a short and sweet song. Not going to be a very long episode, and I'm sorry about that, but it was the song that I felt I needed to pick because it felt appropriate. Because I am actually seeing Orville Peck. Well, this comes out Monday, so I'm seeing Orville Peck on Tuesday. So I'm really excited about that. And if you've never heard Orville Peck, how do you guys feel about the Hexie Mountains? Have you heard it? What do you think about it? You can let me know by emailing me at songsforbreakfast@gmail.com or sending me a message on Facebook. Do you think my interpretation is off? Just let me know. Hopefully you can listen to this song and take something from it yourself. It's an incredibly special song to me, and I hope it can be for you as well. So I hope that you can take this song with you as well and it becomes incredibly special for you. Thank you all for listening. And as always, like I said, it's a short episode, so I'm sorry. But as always, thank you all so much for listening. And I do hope that you have a wonderful day.